All right, welcome back to the After the 5. It's August 11th, 2018. I'm here, as always, joined on my left by Ann Mazinga and Carter Jensen to her left as well. All right, there are a lot of fun news stories this week, you guys.
Yeah.
I think in the Fast 5, we talked about Zoom, everyone's favorite robotic pizza company.
Don't sing again.
I will not sing Zoom. Okay, I won't sing. Walmart has their own robot. Yep. Casper's opening more stores. Party City selling on Amazon, and Starbucks and Alibaba are getting together again over in China. So those are the stories from the Fast 5. There were a lot of other things this week. What caught your guys' attention?
Can we start with Pizza Robot? I feel that's like only appropriate, right?
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. I think it's fascinating. I mean, it got headlines simply because it had a cool video of a pizza or a robot making a pizza, right? Which I think is fun in itself. I think though, you know, in the Fast 5, you talked a little bit about the size of investment, maybe not matching really what it's all about or whatever it might be. But like, I think at the end of the day, we're looking at automation, especially around the fast food industry, taking off in an incredible way. I mean, and you're seeing it at McDonald's already with, touchscreen kiosks, and they just announced they're putting it into a couple hundred more new stores here in the next couple of years. So I think, though I don't know the detail or intricacies of the background of the investment, I think it's an interesting place to continue to look out for, in the future.
Yeah. And you had an interesting point about this, like in the break, in between the segments, around the Pizza Hut and Domino's and that type of stuff.
Oh, yeah. I mean, first of all, $750 million. Like, I get Pizza Robot is a headline, but if you're anybody outside of like pop culture world, like $750 million, you guys, I can't even imagine that amount of money.
No.
But what I was talking about over the break was that, I don't know off the top of my head what that compares to for, a Pizza Hut or a Domino's.
Disrupting Pizza Hut or Domino's around the world too. It's not just America.
Not just here.
It might even be more applicable around the world, where you might not have as much available real estate too.
Right, but I mean, you guys, the concept is so fascinating, and we talk about like mobile real estate and how this is going to change where people are putting up shops. Like food trucks were a huge phenomenon.
Right.
But now
it's a food truck that moves.
This food truck, they have self-driving.
Yeah.
You can, this unlocks so many possibilities for grocery delivery, for food delivery. There's already like versions of an Uber Eats or delivery service that are testing where, you just have to walk out to the car to go pick up your food instead of the person driving you. It may eliminate tipping in those scenarios, which is a huge friction point for people, I think, right now. Like, even when you have any of those, it's like an extra $10, $15 when you break it down that isn't on the screen when you're ordering that you're thinking of. So I think it's fascinating. It's so cool. I do think that it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Domino's and Pizza Hut and what they're going to do to compete. I don't know if you guys saw this little
or if they even
stat.
try, right? Like, this thing sounds so out there and so expensive.
I mean,
too.
Not to get too far on a pizza tangent, but did you guys see that Domino's has started filling potholes as a way to better deliver pizza?
So here's the thing. Like, Domino's has done this now for years, where they've done these technology, innovations as a marketing ploy, right? Like, it's not like that's an actual thing that they're actually going to gain any, market value.
I don't know, Carter.
Wait, what are you talking about? I didn't see.
Okay, so
what are you talking about?
you can and you can talk about.
What is it? Filling potholes?
So one of the major problems for a pizza delivery person is that potholes cause your pizza to shift and show up.
Like, it's up on the top of your box,
right?
Yeah,
you can't deliver a pizza that's like cheese on top. Okay,
no, not at all.
So Domino's, in some areas of the country, are going and giving grants to the cities to fix potholes. So somebody in your neighborhood can say, hey, I got a pothole in front of my house. I love me some Domino's. I can't get it without the cheese sticking to the box because there's too many potholes on my street. And it's public record because they have to pay the city. Right. So the potholes are getting filled by city workers, and then they're spray painting a Domino's logo on the pothole cover.
Way to go, Domino's. Domino's is pretty impressive, actually. They don't get talked about enough in the kind of omni-channel evolution.
Carter,
I'm going to call BS on. Here's the deal.
Carter. Okay, here we go.
No. I don't want to talk.
We got our first.
I don't want to talk too much about
Robotic
Domino's.
pizza fight.
Yeah,
Here we
right.
go.
All
right.
But here's the deal. Genius marketing, logistically, like not a thing, right? It's the oldest trick in the book. You do an awesome press release about these grants you're giving. You get a film crew out and put a logo on the side of a dump truck and fill a couple potholes outside of your headquarters. Take a couple pictures, and you have, and they've been doing it forever. Think about like the delivery vehicle they've been doing. They've been doing all of these different things to gain headlines, and they are winning left and right. And so I don't want to knock them because it is like the best trick in the book for advertisers to do these stunts and get on top of headlines. But you really think that a Domino's here in Minneapolis is going to give enough grants to actually fix the pothole problem
just
here in the city?
5,000. They're not promising to fix
But
whole pothole
5,000? Like, you really think that's going to have a dent on the supply chain or the delivery world?
No.
All right, but anyways, enough about pizza. Maybe we'll order one later tonight. We'll see how good it comes. It'll be great.
I was going to say, there's a hell of a lot of news in the pizza world these last few weeks. Holy crap.
All right, we should talk about something else. Yeah,
all right, let's get back to the... Yeah, all right. I was trying to make an upper crust joke, but I can't figure it out. So let's just talk about Walmart. Walmart was in the news this week.
Yeah.
They have their own robots. They're also taking their return policy changed.
Yeah.
What you guys want to talk about that at all?
I mean, it's hard because I think what Walmart is going to do and what that means for the future of Walmart is very interesting.
Which part specifically?
I'll clarify. So, First of all, the grocery robot.
The grocery robot?
The grocery picking robot. I guess my biggest question here is what that means. If this works, they already have all of these stores. Does that mean like total remodels of the back of house for these stores? And like, I guess bringing that to scale will be something that I'm curious to watch.
Right.
But I also think that, we, for the first time this week, we had very disparate top fives, like between the both of us. Usually we come together and have our fives.
Sure,
and the Walmart returns trumped that story for me because Walmart is now, they've been rumored to be releasing a new return policy for their third-party vendors. And so as they're trying to...
Third-party vendors online. So they're marketplace vendors online, right?
Sure.
Right. So as they're trying to compete more and more with Amazon, Amazon has, their return policies are still kind of highly debated and whether or not that's good for the vendors. But now Walmart has actually... saying that the plan is that they will, leverage their stores as places to drop off returns, making it easier for consumers, and then also just the process of returns. Like they didn't even have printed return slips before.
I think it's awesome. I mean, the fact that you could return a physical product from a third-party vendor to an actual place relative to Amazon where you can't, that's actually a huge advantage. I've been talking about retailers taking advantage of that for it's been since 2013.
So I don't know. Yeah, and I'm not familiar with the background of this. So basically, they're saying that, I have a product and, your Keurig or whatever that you had the other day, and you're saying, I need to ship this back. I don't have a printer. I don't have a place to put this. I don't want to pay a hefty amount. I don't want to go to UPS.
The hassle of doing it.
Right,
yeah, exactly.
What's interesting, I was in Chicago the other day, though, and I went to an actual Amazon locker location. And I've always seen Amazon lockers in Whole Foods and things like that, but this was an actual physical location. It was an actual footprint.
Yeah.
It was like 30 by 50, feet. It wasn't big, but one of the big things I saw people doing is I sat there for 10 minutes for returns. Yeah. They have tape, they have labels, they had a service where you could simply scan your phone and print out a label.
Right.
They have everything there, and it's basically, obviously it's not cheap to put something up like that, but I think you're seeing Amazon, who have had a pretty, robust return process in the past, do something similar as well, so just be curious the parallels there.
That's like the corporate mail, Anna always talks about it. It's like it's a corporate mailroom. Do you use the corporate mailroom for actually corporate stuff, or do you actually use it for your own personal stuff that you can't, that's just a hassle to do, right?
Totally.
They're getting that phenomenon and trying to capitalize it.
It's actually one of the number one things that people are building in their houses these days. Did you know that?
Return rooms?
No, like packaging rooms.
Oh, packaging rooms?
Like when you go to a builder, it's like one of the top requests is to have like a station. It used to be like wrapping stations, for gift wrapping.
Yeah,
now it's like packaging station.
Well, I was trying to get to upper crust. I think we just did. If you're putting a packaging room in your house. Wow, holy cow.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. What else?
You had the Walmart is doing an Everlane type.
I almost talked about that story, the Everlane concept. I think that's actually pretty cool. I give them a lot of credit.
Led by the guy who they got from Bonobos, right? Like that's the
he's rumored to be heading it up. Right. Yeah, I don't know what role he's playing in it yet.
I don't get it, guys.
Okay, here we go.
Tell us why.
All right.
Because
the contrarian today.
Well, I guess so. Man, what's gotten into me? Pizza. I don't understand how it's going to be that different. Like Walmart already there? It's a basics line. Doesn't Walmart already have a basics line? And what are you going to do to your basics to really improve them? Like, why wouldn't you just stick to your like Walmart basics at Walmart prices?
I think it's more about the transparency. I think the thing I like about it's more about the transparency. Like, Walmart's really, I think, trying to, take a stand, kind of leading the way in terms of everyone's very transparent in terms of, why things are priced the way they are and sourcing. And like, who should lead that for America, in my opinion, more so than Walmart? So maybe it doesn't work. I don't know. But I applaud them for the experimentation. I think we said that last week. Like, hey, at least they're trying this. It's not the worst idea in the world, and it may not be the best idea, but I don't know. That's my take on it. Carter, what do you think?
Are they going to name the brand? Is there going to be something behind the brand, or are they just bringing new products in?
Well, they created 4 new brands already.
Right, and they're going to...
And so from the sounds of it, it's just going to be Everlane-like. I didn't know that they released a specific brand name for it, but it's competing with an Everlane and H&M, like that higher Zara, like that slightly higher price point, but for great.
Yeah, because I wonder if they put a brand around it, right? And are they able to separate that line from the standard Walmart-like? So instead of buying a V-neck T-shirt from Walmart, you're able to buy it from another type of brand that's within Walmart, even though you're still getting the benefit of Walmart.com and the inventory and pricing and distribution. But yet, if you're able to put this brand on top of it, are you able to categorize that in a different way than simply just a Walmart T-shirt, instilling maybe more trust or higher quality or whatever that might be within that brand name? So
maybe online that works though. But if you're in a Walmart and you're going to buy a white like crew neck T-shirt from Walmart's brand or from the Everlane brand, are you going to spend $29.99 versus $9.99?
Right. Although Everlane stores are supposedly, I mean, when we were in New York, remember, like we were hearing stories about how you couldn't even get in the door.
But that's Everlane.
Right, it's the whole thing. You're right. Yeah, that's a great point.
But the article you sourced, though, they're combating, people like myself who are buying all basics all on Amazon, right? Everything, all the Prime stuff is awesome. Like those basics are amazing. And I think, when you're looking at, you're not probably converting the weekly Walmart shopper to buy this product instead of buying, something else. You're converting someone who like myself who says, well, I need 10 t-shirts for this, summer or whatever it might be. Instead of just going right to Amazon, I'm going to go to potentially Walmart or this Everlane type thing, which maybe with this new brand would be something that I would consider.
Sure. New customer base.
Which is totally what the digital game is all about, expanding that customer base. Okay, what about, real quick, let's talk about Casper. So I was pretty critical of Brandless last week. I'm critical of a lot of direct-to-consumer brands that are just thinking stores are that next thing. But, because I think stores, like, if you're going to go into stores, you really have to have a reason for doing it. Like with Warby, it totally makes sense, right? With Real, I think it totally makes sense. What do you guys think about Casper? Do you think this makes sense?
I'm curious what the data is that told them to go and open 200 locations, honestly, because I think about the business that they're doing right now. They've been very thoughtful and considerate about doing shop-in-shops and partnerships and really wonderfully marketed stores and experiences so far. And now I just kind of, like in your comparison, I guess it makes sense where you're doing side-by-side comparisons, but it just feels like sterile and back to old ways. I'm a little worried about how they pull it off. Maybe it'll be better. I've only seen the very first Casper mattress showroom, so that's all I have to go off of. And they did a good job there. But I guess I would like to see them do this in a different setting. Like in, not blowing out just a Casper showroom. Because I'm worried it's going to go the Lovesac route.
Yeah, and exactly. Like it was kind of like what Carter said last week with Brandless. Is like, the showroom was cool because it was like kind of this cool product that you've never actually seen in person. But then, like once I saw it, it's like, okay, cool. But like, am I gonna go there the next time to get my mattress? I don't know if I would. Like, I thought that was really.
Yeah, I think. Do you think it's a play to say, hey, Casper, we've been really successful with a certain type of person, a certain type of demographic, a certain type of need, right? An easy stereotypical one is like you live in a tiny New York apartment that's a 6-floor walk-up, and you need a mattress, this week. And you go to Casper, it shows up, right, and that works. But to get the larger demographic of the United States and saying, hey, we need to get someone who isn't okay getting a mattress by mail scale without sitting on it. Like, is this what they need to do? And is that maybe, when I heard 200, I know that's not a ton, but like that's not nothing either. It's not just major cities. That's a pretty good footprint here. Like, do you think they're going after more of the suburban audience who's so used to going to the Sleep Number store and who's used to going to these stores, actually experiencing the product, and trying to get after this new demo? Have they outgrown their core focus?
Yeah. My hunch is that that's the case, and this gives you an opportunity to go after the boomer market, which is huge, who are just slowly getting comfortable with.
Down, Mr. Omni Talk. Down goes Mr. Omni Talk. Anyway, but I think what you just said though, I think that's why I almost fell on my chair. That's the inherent problem though. So like, to me, tell me if this is right. Like, to me, the inherent value proposition of a Casper or any of the other guys, quite honestly, they're doing the same game, is you got the thing shipped to your house and it was a pretty affordable thing. But once I make that choice to go somewhere, they all ship to my house.
Right.
Like, so that value proposition is now gone. Now I'm just competing on like, do I like this mattress against everything else and the value? And I don't know. Like, that's gonna. It feels like you lose, what you're about there, but you probably also can't make money if that's the only way you're shipping. If you're just shipping mattresses, that ain't a cheap product to ship, which is also not an easy thing to say on camera. But is that right? I mean, what do you guys think of that?
I don't know. I think that the general consensus from what we've been discussing is that like 200 is an explosion of stores.
That could be marketing too.
Yeah.
That could be. I wouldn't be surprised if the mall operators are giving them the space.
Yeah.
Well, that's the other thing too. New. It's like probably real estate's so cheap, right? That why not?
Now's the chance, right?
Maybe a brand that can bring a unique experience to the mall that people actually will want to come and see.
Yeah.
I think it's probably pretty affordable.
Yeah, and maybe sometimes business is made from opportunity, right? So that could make a lot of sense. All right, one of the things we didn't talk about, which I've been excited to go and learn more about and immerse myself even more than we have, is Amazon and Whole Foods.
Oh, yeah.
So I know you guys have had a chance to kind of check that out in terms of how is Prime coming to life in Whole Foods, and how would you describe the kind of renovated Whole Foods experience around the Amazon partnership?
We've all groceries delivered, so I haven't been in a Whole Foods in a long time.
Oh my God. Well,
and
let me just tell you how it's going to change your life.
All right, let's hear it, Ann.
Maybe not, but it's honestly changed my life.
It's changed your life. See, I mean, you can't stop talking about this. Both you and your husband talk about it all the time.
Not specifically today, but this week, they announced that they're doing curbside pickup.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So let me just break it down for you quickly. Prime membership is like one of the best things to happen to Whole Foods. Not only is it opening up Whole Foods as a possibility to a lot of people who couldn't afford Whole Foods before and really just wouldn't have ever shopped there. I, for example, went there this week on a Tuesday at 3:00 in the afternoon, and it was packed. It was like a Saturday morning. It was crazy and I'm not super crazy about the signs. There's signage everywhere, basically, but it tells you, as a Prime member, how much you're paying for that thing. So organic peaches, for everybody else that comes in there that's not a Prime member, they're paying $6 a pound. For me, as a Prime member, I'm paying like $2.99 a pound for peaches. And I don't even need peaches, but I bought a bag of peaches because I was like, yeah, that's a great deal to pass up. And everything that's on sale, you get an extra 10% off of, because your total order you get 10% off of. They do free grocery delivery within 2 hours with Prime now. Any order over $35.
That's crazy.
They're it's just so wonderful. It's super easy. It's in the Whole Foods app. You just take out your Whole Foods app at the end. They're like ready for you, and everybody's very knowledgeable about how the whole Prime thing works, and it's amazing. It's gonna change a lot for me, and I hope it changes a lot for people's accessibility to Whole Foods, because it's great.
And it's just a start. I mean, that's what's crazy about it. This is just the start. They haven't figured out. They haven't brought that much new technology in the store.
Right.
Pricing, app development, and it all works, right? Like you just kind of scan a barcode through the Whole Foods app on your way out. It connects you to Prime. And it's super easy.
They show you the savings that in store, like at your nearest location, what will deliver to you. It's unbelievable.
That's pretty sweet.
10% off is significant. I mean,
it's not nothing.
No, and plus deals, right? I mean, deals at Whole Foods. So.
Yeah.
All right, well, that was great, you guys. I thought, nice job. I thought it was a great conversation. You guys got a little at each other there with the robot.
Sorry, we stuck on pizza for a little long, you know, but
it's a little cheesy. Hey, all right. But hey, let's get you out of here. Anne's got a quick announcement to make.
Please make sure to click on the South by Southwest panel picker link and vote for Chris and I and for Carter so that we can be joining everybody at the South by Southwest conference in March.
And where can they find that link?
In the description.
In the description, yes. On both the podcast and on YouTube. All right, so that wraps us up. For Carter, for Anne, for me, as always, from us to all of you, be careful out there.